Bates has got some weird friends.
I have got the fastest growing bit I've ever had in my entire life. I mean, look at this thing.
I think your sweetheart's been taking too many diet pills.
Here's a chicken sandwich if you want it.
She should have listened to her sister.
Don't go all the way.
Because when she and her band get ready to party,
Anything you want to. Good time. Oh, that's Slumber Party Weekend.
it's more than just a great time.
I didn't know girls really did this stuff.
It's Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Now it's time for the fun part.
He's in his house somewhere.
It's 9 o'clock and ready to rock. My motorcycle's out of hock. Jump on back, baby, hold on tight.
Bastard. You killed Valerie.
Don't let go. Don't let go. Hold on tight. Well, you say why? I say because Les Burns.
Slumber Party Massacre 2. If you go, don't go all the way.
God, anybody got any tranks?
Hey, Jeff,
Yeah,
what the hell did we watch?
we watched something. Yes, indeed we did.
That would be...
But you know what? You know what,
What?
Toby?
What?
You know what I just love?
What do you love, Jeff?
I just love going through the motions
Yes,
of Slumber Party Massacre 2.
1987,
Woo woo.
starring Crystal Bernard and Kimberly and Playmate Kimberly MacArthur.
Are you sure about that? You don't sound super sure.
I almost said McCarthy, not MacArthur. So,
Yeah.
it's
Same
MacArthur.
Same thing.
Way,
Why not?
way hotter in Playboy than she was in this movie.
Okay. Do you have that copy?
Oh, probably. Probably not 1982, but that's when she was a Playmate.
Okay.
January 1982, she was a Playmate. Then she did multiple, special edition things, and
82? So this
Yep.
was 5 years after her original
Right.
centerfold.
yeah. So
Cool. And Crystal Bernard, pre-Wings, for all those listeners old enough to remember Wings like us.
pre-Wings, hell, she was on My Two Dads, The Love Boat, Fantasy Island, Happy Days, and Give Me a Break prior to this.
Give me a break, really?
Yep. She was in an episode called Hot Muffins.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Give me a break.
Yeah.
They were talking about Nell Carter's boobies.
Boobs.
Boobies.
Because why wouldn't you talk about Nell Carter's boobies?
I guess.
Give me a break, yeah, yeah. Now I'm going to have to buy the entire series of Give Me a Break on DVD.
Yeah, that's your next purchase.
It is, because this week I've been staying up all night watching Bosom Buddies, starring Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari. So that's what I've been doing this week. What have you been doing this week?
What have I been doing this week? Nothing. Just hanging out, getting car fixed, all the other fun stuff that you have to do as an adulter.
Adulting. Done with it.
Yep.
This is why I do a podcast.
All right.
What else do we have to intro about Slumber Party Massacre 2? Does not keep the same tone as the original, for sure.
Definitely.
I remember seeing this as a teenager, and even as a teen, thinking this movie's kind of fun, but it's really pretty fucking silly.
Oh, it was pure 1980s.
Yeah. Big hair.
Big hair, pastels, bright lights.
Though I don't remember, and maybe because I grew up in a small town, but I don't remember like the rockabilly thing being a big deal in 1987. Maybe earlier 80s, like when the Stray Cats hit big, but by 87, I feel like hair metal was more the thing.
I don't know.
I mean, I remember hearing the Stray Cats on the radio, but like I was really young, like before this. Like by the time I saw, by the time this came out, I would think it was all Bon Jovi and Poison and Motley Crue. Like New Wave had kind of ran its thing, and hair metal was the rage by that point. So even as a kid, I remember thinking like the music seems a little off for the time period, because I'm sure I saw it on VHS not long after it came out.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, and if we look up top songs of 1987, I'm going to guess like Motley Crue, White Snake, Bon Jovi, Poison.
I should know. I mean, that's the year I graduated.
Toby's talking with a pen in his mouth right now, not a dick, just so everybody knows.
Oh.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's fine.
I mean, you're looking at Starship, U2, Jennifer Warnes, Luca, Susan Vega.
Ooh, my name is Luca. I
Mandolin.
live on the second floor.
All right. REM, a lot of U2 songs. Of course, Bob Seger had Shakedown that year.
From the Beverly Hills Cop 2 soundtrack.
I Want Your Sex from George Michael.
Also from Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Uh-huh.
So I guess I missed the mark a little bit. This was like the tail end of the hair metal years too, probably, because none of those were top songs.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't think you were going to get a lesson on 80s pop hits, did you? Ha!
It was a wild mess in 1987. No wonder we didn't do anything with our lives.
Right, yeah. Hot mess.
But I do think the song Tokyo Convertible
should have been a hit.
Probably is the closest to an 80s song out of all this stuff.
I mean, all their songs were very, all 2 or 3 they played throughout the movie to pad the
they played
link.
2. They played 3 different songs. The band did. Tokyo Convertible is the one that came on in the car.
Oh, that was the Going Through the Motions song. That was I Just Love Going Through the Motions. That was Tokyo Convertible?
That's what it. Yes.
Oh, I thought that was one. I thought that was the song that Sally was writing. No, she was like, "I just want my pie in the sky." That was her song.
Pie in the Sky. Yes. Well, now you know more about their musical career.
Yeah, I feel like had they worked a little harder, they maybe had this gone something. I'm sure this didn't go to the theaters. I'm sure it was straight to video. It was a Concord production, so Roger Corman was behind it. 87, I'm sure it went straight to VHS. But had it been a bigger movie, this might have been something possibly they could have parlayed into like a girl band thing.
Yeah.
Because they were like the Bangles with no talent.
Absolutely no talent.
And for the record, Amy does not know how to fucking play guitar. From somebody that plays guitar, watching it, I'm like, that's not how you play a guitar.
Yeah.
You don't really strum with your thumb. I mean, I'm sure a few people do. But overwhelmingly, I don't know anybody that plays like that. And she was just like, that's like how a 5-year-old picks up a guitar and plays with it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Sally wasn't really playing the drums.
Yeah.
So
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. All that's true.
Yep. So this movie, like Toby said, it's very, very 1980s. The fashions, the music, everything except the rockabilly seems out of place, but still feels very 80s. Time and a place, for sure. If you made this movie now, we would really be like, what the hell did we just watch? What is this?
Well, if you made this movie now, we should remake this movie.
And all the girls would get topless.
Yeah.
Not just one.
Not just one.
Which Also seems
Was not the
kinda out of
Playboy
place.
Playmate.
Right,
Which was
yeah.
not the Playboy Playmate.
Which, that's something to discuss later, but that seems kind of out of place for a Roger Corman movie in 1987 that only one of the girls got topless. But what are you going to do?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
So, with that, that's an introduction to Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Yep.
I believe the tagline was "The bit is back."
Oh. Yeah.
So, with that, oh yeah, that's enough.
Is it?
I think it is.
But she looks so happy. Oh, if only.
You want me to keep playing it?
Nah, I'm good. Also, you realize that their band has no name.
Yeah, they never mentioned the name. Well, it's in the credits. I didn't write it down. But If Only and another song are credited. Fuck, what was it? It's Wednesday Week, I think, which is named after an Elvis Costello song. FYI.
Okay.
This is what I bring.
That is what you bring.
I bring knowledge like that and Crystal Bernard's failed music career from seeing an interview on Entertainment Tonight circa 1996 and saying crass things. This is what I bring to the podcast.
Wednesday Week actually is not their name. Wednesday Week was an actual band.
Well, they're in the credits with like 3 songs, so I assumed that was the band. And I thought If Only was them. Maybe that is a real band. They're just lip syncing.
Yep, they are just lip syncing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So everybody go online and find a CD or whatnot by Wednesday Week and buy it. And Roger Corman, I'll expect my royalty soon.
Oh man, yes. All right, so
All right, let's talk about this movie.
let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's just say the opening credits of this movie are the best rom-com 1980s Bob Newhart-esque credits ever produced. No.
Okay, I would not have said Bob Newhart-esque, but okay,
Well,
elaborate.
Well, they
please.
are. I mean, it was like the same font and everything.
Are you talking about Bob Newhart or Newhart?
Newhart. The Newhart show. The Newhart. The show. Not Bob Newhart show.
Okay, where they're
The
at the
second.
end.
The second one. Yes.
Maybe I can't disconnect the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Maybe I can't disconnect that from the visuals. I don't know. Fucking
yeah.
love that theme song.
Right.
I
So,
live my life to the Newhart Show theme song.
obviously.
When I'm at the gas station in my robe, buying cigarettes and beer, I hear ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da.
All right. Yeah. So the opening credits are what? It's just random. It's like outside. The names are coming up in their pretty blue font
Sure.
with a nice rom-com. I mean, seriously, I thought I was watching a different movie.
It obviously didn't leave that much of an impact on me because I have no notes about the opening credits.
And then you get to Crystal Bernard in bed, smiling,
Dreaming about Matt.
dreaming about Matt. Then
And
all
having
hell.
weird flashback / premonitions, ?
Yeah, it was flashback premonitions all at the same time, wasn't it?
I was confused from the get-go.
And
Because I was
then-
like, I don't remember these scenes from the original.
And then the dead white bird.
Right? Okay, so, well, before the dead white bird, we get a little info. Now, I rewatched the original Slumber Party Massacre not long ago.
I did not.
I saw just on a whim because it's a classic and I grew up with it. I did not remember, and I'm sure I saw the first one first because as a kid, like one of my elementary school friends was like, "Dude, you got to go rent this movie, Slumber Party Massacre," and I was like, "Sounds awesome." So I'm sure I saw the first one first, but I do not remember seeing the second one for a first time and knowing that Crystal Bernard's character Courtney was the little sister from the first one.
Uh-huh.
And after her nightmare with flashback / premonition, she's talking to her mom, and there's mention of Valerie. She's like, your sister, Valerie. And we find out she's in an insane asylum. And I was like, oh, fuck. Crystal Bernard's the little sister from the first one.
Well, yes.
I didn't know that originally. I thought it was just random girls getting killed by a similar but not similar killer.
Right.
So yes, then we get the dead white bird.
Well, the dead white bird was in the credits in the montage of death.
Oh, didn't catch that.
Yes. And then she walks out of the house, says bye to mom, and there's the dead white bird on the sidewalk.
And then Amy picks Courtney up.
Yes.
Courtney.
Hi.
Hi. What were you looking at?
A dead bird.
But the dead white bird was an actual dead bird that they froze specifically for the movie. They got a dead bird for the movie.
You look that up?
It's in the trivia on IMDb or somewhere.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a frozen dead pigeon supplied for the film. And then we get in the car with Amy, and they're
going through the motions.
Singing. Crystal Bernard has makeup on, and she's putting more makeup on because her mom won't let her wear makeup.
Right.
And then the classic song Tokyo Convertible comes on, and she just loves that song, and they start dancing and singing.
In a very 80s style.
We could just skip all this.
We can get through it pretty quick.
All right.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh, what about Matt? He really likes you. Oh, do you think so? Matt pulls up next to them.
I heard so-and-so told me.
Super shy. She's like, I'm really shy. And Amy's like, yeah, I know. So Matt pulls up next to them, and she's like, hey, talk to him. And she invites him he asks, what are you doing after school? Even though, they're 24 years old. And she's like, oh, well, we're having band practice, but you can come by. And Amy's like, yeah, it's at my garage. Come by.
Right.
Then we set up that Sheila's dad bought a new condo. Because apparently it's fucking loaded.
Obviously.
And they're planning on going there for the weekend. And Crystal Bernard, Courtney, is like, oh, well, I don't know if my mom will let me. And she's like, well, you have to come. And then immediately we click to the music segment we were just listening to, where I noted that's not how you play guitar.
Yeah, that is not how you play the guitar.
And then drinks are offered up, which is where I notice, being the astute viewer that I am, Pepsi obviously was corporate sponsor in this film, because one of the girls was like, hey, can you get me a slice? Which is very 1980s. Probably two people listening remember Slice, but it was a lemon lime cola put out by Pepsi in the 80s. And Sheila says, Perrier, please.
Yes.
Because she's snooty and her parents are loaded.
Right. There is a special thanks to Pepsi, Perrier, and we will get to the other products later.
There's a lot. Because there's a lot. Roger Corman was no slough, man. He was just like, we're going to call all these companies, and they're going to give us money, and that's going to pay for the movie.
That's right. Oh, all right.
Matt comes to band practice.
They finish If Only that we just heard. Amy, or crap. What is her name? Crystal Bernard.
Courtney. I know, it's hard. I keep struggling to remember which one's which.
Courtney Bates. Yes. Named after. Yeah.
Norman. The one and only.
Goes to, her and Matt walk off into the yard and make out, and she invites him to the condo for the weekend.
Which is where the weird part happens.
All right.
Would you like to do something this weekend?
Sure. But
what?
Well, I was going to invite you someplace.
We'll invite away.
Sheila's dad just bought this new condo,
Yeah.
and, well, all of us were going to go up for the weekend and hang out and practice.
Sounds like fun. Are her parents gonna be there?
No,
Bad girl.
not us. You must be thinking of some other girls.
No. I'm thinking of you.
Which is super fucking creepy. And then they make out. And at this point, I would like to add, if I said that to a girl, I would be like, well, fuck, another one ghosted me.
Or he get his ass spanked later that night. One of the two.
Most likely option A. Option B would be preferable. But most likely I'd be like, lost another one. I said something creepy again. It happened. Because that was a really fucking creepy moment. And I think probably put there to make you think like, oh, is Matt the killer?
Yes, is Matt the killer? Which trivia, it was actually discussed to make Matt the killer.
Well, we'll get there, and there's kind of a scene at the
So,
end.
so we're talking about the condo. They're going to go to the condo. Well, the condo that was used for this movie was also the same condo used for The Nest, which were filmed back to back to each other.
No shit.
The Nest went first, and the crew of Slumber Party Massacre 2 had to deal with a roach infestation.
Because The Nest is a fucking good movie. That movie is fun. We might have to cover that one at some point. Because obviously also a Roger Corman production. That's a fun fucking movie.
Yes. So that's another little bit of trivia for you.
Interesting.
Right.
So then we get Courtney back at home, and her mom doesn't want her to go.
See Sheila and Amy.
I talked to one of Valerie's doctors today. He said that she was talking a little bit. I think we'll drive down there this weekend to see her.
But see, Sheila invited the band up to the condo this weekend, and I would really like to go.
So you don't want to see your sister?
Well, sure, but Amy, Sally, everyone's going, and we need to practice for the dance.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it.
Oh, great.
It's Sunday's my birthday, and I don't want to go to a mental hospital.
Oh, honey. I forgot it was your birthday. Oh, I'm so sorry, honey. Hey, look. We'll stay here at home, and you can invite some of your friends over here, okay?
But all my friends are going to Desert Springs to Sheila's for the weekend, and I want to go.
You really want to go, don't you?
I'll be the greatest birthday present in the whole world.
Well, all right. I suppose a 17-year-old is old.
Thanks, Mama. You're so great. Thank you.
Okay. When you're 24/17. I get that would be a great birthday present to go hang out with your friends, but I wouldn't say best birthday present ever.
Damn, Jeff.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
17 or 44 doesn't matter. Best birthday present ever does not include like a weekend at a condo with my friends. No offense.
Some taken. What? Yeah. I'm not going to a condo with you either. That's infested with roaches.
Fair enough. I respect your opinion.
All right. So how far are we on long?
We're getting in there.
Yeah, we're already to because then they have that conversation and she's in bed.
Yep.
Talking to Matt.
With more premonition dreams.
At 11:30, nightmare again.
Valerie? Where?
Don't go all the way.
Never.
Don't go all the way.
All the way. That's right.
Because by 1987, Roger Corman had figured out the slasher formula: have sex and die.
Have sex and die.
He'd figured that out.
That is correct. So
Now we're on the way to the condo.
now we're on the way to the condo. Very bad acting, very bad acting, very bad acting.
All right! Amy and Courtney, Sheila, come on down. It's the ultimate slumber party weekend, and you girls just won 2 days and 2 nights of no parents. Do anything you want to. Good times on the slumber party weekend. Woo! Yes, it's gonna be so fun.
And more bad acting.
And more bad acting.
Sally is reading a book
Ah, yes.
called Hot, Wet, and Wild.
I was going to see if it was on Prime. Oh, hold on.
Sally, what are you reading?
This really weird book I found underneath my brother's mattress. Hot, wet, and wild. Oh my god, I gotta see this.
Wait till I'm done, Piglet. Oh, come on. God, you're so selfish.
Wait till I'm done, Piglet.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I don't know. It was funny. They're friends.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So they get to the condo, and there's a blow-up doll in the bed. And Sheila's like, shit, my brother's been here again.
That's right. Yes, a blow-up doll in the bed.
So Sheila's brother is obviously wild and crazy.
Yeah. So they unpack, and then we've got more product placement.
Yep, more 80s stuff and product placement.
Paste
And then,
picante sauce.
Oh, okay.
Tostitos.
Yep.
Pepsi. Da-da-da. Then she asked for the drink, and they get the slice and the blah, blah, blah. This is after they busted into the... Sheila goes, some people have wine cellars. My dad has a liquor room.
Yeah, a liquor closet. A booze closet.
Booze closet.
Yep, I wrote it down.
What are you doing? Some people have wine cellars. My dad has a booze closet.
We are gonna have so much fun tonight.
So what did they drink? Champagne.
Yep. And watch Rock and Roll High School.
Well, for like 20 seconds. Because all of a sudden they're like, we love this song. And
It's not a song from Rock and Roll High School at all.
Or, yeah.
That song, turn it up.
Turn it up. And she turns the TV up. And it's like, okay.
And now we get slumber party, drunken pillow fight.
And very bad 80s choreographed dancing.
Indeed. And lots of feathers.
And while all this is happening, TJ and Jeff show up and ring the doorbell, and nobody answers.
Other Jeff, not to be confused with me.
Yes.
Because I would have been like 8. Well,
And
11.
And TJ, not my nickname. I would have been 18. But
and TJ.
Hey.
Which at one point it sounds like they call him DJ. At one point it sounds like they call him JJ. But I think it's TJ. I didn't bother to look on IMDb to make sure.
It is TJ.
Okay. TJ is like the Roger Corman poor man's 80s Keanu Reeves. Like what's wrong with you chicks? So yeah, they're watching from the window. I'm forgetting names. What's the slutty rich friend? Which one's Sheila? And Sheila she's like, oh my God, I spilled on myself. And then on cue, takes her shirt and bra off and dances around topless while the other girls are tearing pillows open and throwing feathers all around the room.
Yes.
And Jeff and TJ are watching in the window. And Jeff says something to the effect of, I didn't think stuff like this really happened. TJ said, it doesn't, dude. We're dead and have gone to heaven.
You sound exactly like the fucker.
Dude.
I hate that guy. I could not handle. I couldn't stand him.
I hated him, but then I kind of loved him as the movie went on. Because he just totally talked like this the whole time. Like a Keanu Reeves, whoa, kind of guy.
I can't. No, he's useless, and he's only there for one thing.
Well, he gets his.
Well, multiple times. Oh.
Right.
Oh.
But so yeah, that's when Sheila gets topless. At this point, I have to ask any female listeners out there, like, let me know. Does this happen at slumber parties? I'm feeling like it doesn't. I'm feeling like, and maybe in 1987 it did, but I'm feeling like at a slumber party, girls don't randomly spill champagne on themselves, get topless, and rip pillows open and have slow motion pillow fights.
Yeah.
Where feathers stick to their boobs and then they put their bra back on with the feathers still on them. I'm feeling like it's not a real thing. But somebody let me know if it is. I would love to know.
It's just send Jeff a text. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, let me know. Hit me up.
Oh, all right. So the guys are there.
And then they sneak in because nobody locks the door.
Sneak in through the back door. Jeff puts a knife under his arm, falls out. The girls scream, and then TJ comes in and grabs Sheila.
Yeah, TJ's obviously the creepy, handsy-feely one.
Yeah. And then they automatically skip to everybody's in bed.
Yep. Courtney's in bed with Amy.
Yep. And listening to TJ and Sheila
getting it on.
Sally, are you asleep? Mm-hmm. Do they always make that much noise?
Yeah. The more they do it, the louder they get. Practice makes perfect.
Practice makes perfect. I don't know.
And then we have a nightmare, but this time the killer shows up.
Dun, dun, dun.
So this is the first time we get the full glimpse of the killer in his leather and
his greaser hairdo.
Yes. Oh, I don't know how to describe it, Jeff. How do you describe it? I mean, he looks like a cheap Andrew Dice Clay.
Wanting to be Elvis.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So
he puts in a good performance, though. I mean, he commits.
He commits to
the bit.
Supposedly he committed so much that he was breaking props on set.
Oh, shit.
More trivia. Look how
I bet Roger was not happy about that.
Or as the other trivia on this is that the crew had a code name for Roger Corman. It was Jennifer.
Interesting. Jennifer is not going to like that you broke that shit, man.
Yes. Crazy stuff.
All right. So, I mean, this actually moves along pretty quickly because now it's the next day and TJ is swimming with the blow-up doll and playing with it in all kinds of crazy ways.
Right.
Making it suck his toe. And he's like, dude, check it out.
Yeah.
Courtney is very upset about her dreams, and they're like, "Oh, you're just hungover," and he's like, "I can cure that."
I can't believe how much my head hurts.
Oh, I can fix that.
How?
All right, stand up. Come on, over here.
What are you up to?
TJ.
All right, now just relax.
Okay.
How does that feel?
Oh,
Lord, heal this thy poor lamb in her hour of need. Satisfy this way.
TJ, stop it.
Give her what she knows she wants.
TJ, calm down. TJ, get your hand off the wall.
And then he throws Courtney in the pool.
And she passes out.
Yeah, this is not a popular decision.
Sorry about that. How's your headache?
Sure.
Oh, Matt showed up somewhere, didn't he?
Later.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt's absent for a while, which again, is Matt the killer?
Well,
We don't know.
but nobody's died yet, so is there a killer?
But he's mysteriously absent.
Uh-huh.
So in my notes, then I just have cut to
Sally.
TJ and what's her name?
What? Oh, I got Sally talks about having a bad day and her pimples are bad. Yeah, blah blah blah.
Later, no, that happens later.
TJ
takes.
Well, she talks about it. She talks about it 3 times, but this is the first time.
Yeah. She mentions it. Yeah, she's like, oh, I got a pimple.
And they're in the bathroom, and then they're like, "Well, the boys are serving lunch, so let's go outside and get lunch."
So then TJ takes Wet, Hot, and Wild from what's her name?
Sheila.
Yes, from Sheila, and starts reading it out loud. Like, and then his manhood. Courtney sees a dismembered hand in her burger.
Yes, the hand burger.
Yeah. Slapping my knee. Then we have a band performance in the living room.
Right. Courtney goes to the kitchen to get a drink.
She does. She opens the fridge.
And a fucking chicken jumps out at her and attacks her. And not a whole chicken, like one ready to be cooked.
Right.
Attacks her and gropes her.
It does.
And squirts chocolate syrup out of its neck.
Yep. Sure does.
It looks like chocolate syrup.
And she freaks out, and everybody's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And they come in, they find the chicken on the floor and throw it away. And
which
Amy is like,
Jeff's an all right guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty nice guy. He's like, oh, it probably just like fell out of the fridge at you. It's fine. And Amy's like, you should just go take a hot bath. Take a break. So now we're at the bathtub, and guess what? Blood starts running out of the faucet.
Bloody bubble bath. So she runs and gets help, which is Sally. And Sally comes in.
She does.
And
talks about her zit.
Talks about her. Well, and then the water's running.
Oh, yeah. She's like, what are you doing?
She's like, I tried to turn it off, but it was already off.
Surprise. No blood.
No blood. Is this it? Bloody yes, this is it.
Hey, are you on drugs or something?
Oh, I wish I was, Sally. I mean, so many weird things are happening to me.
Hey, I know what you mean. The weirdest things are happening to my face. I mean, I have got the fastest growing zit I have ever had in my entire life. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, is this the grossest thing you've ever seen?
Go get some more Oxy-10.
I mean, it hurts like hell.
I need to get some more Oxy-10.
Yep.
Product placement.
Oxy-10.
It hurts like
she mentions it twice.
It hurts like hell.
Again later. Yeah. And then zit explodes yellow cream all over Courtney, which really fucked Toby up.
That's nasty. That's probably out of our first 4 episodes, that's probably the nastiest thing I've seen.
Toby has to pause the movie to gag a couple of times.
Oh.
Then Matt shows up.
Matt shows up when she's downstairs going, Sally's dead.
Which then Sally disappears. We never saw her come downstairs, but she's gone.
She just disappears from the bathroom.
Right.
TJ says,
I wrote this down.
I think your sweetheart's been taking too many diet pills.
So Matt calls cops.
Matt calls the cops.
The cops show up. Deputy Kruger.
Officer Kruger and Officer Voorhees.
Right. Which Officer Kruger, okay, just going to throw this out there for anybody in the know. This is a Roger Corman produced film. Dick Miller should have played Officer Kruger. He should have been the guy. Maybe he was doing something else. This was like maybe the same year as The Burbs. So maybe he was working with Joe Dante and actually getting paid. But Dick Miller should have been Officer Kruger. It would have been perfect.
Now, let me get this straight. You saw Sally's face explode in the bathroom. But you haven't seen her since, dead or alive. And you think that she's in the trash compactor, but you're afraid to look, right?
Yes.
They're like, yeah. And that doesn't go well.
And then Sally walks through the front door.
And TJ says,
No, go away. You're supposed to be dead.
Is this Sally Burns?
I just went to the store to get some Oxy-10.
Yep, she did.
And then met a cute guy.
And then she's like, wait, am I in trouble?
And Officer Voorhees says, well, you wasted a couple $100 of the city's money. Dipshit.
Scared the crap out of all your friends. But no, you're not in trouble. And she's like, all right. And Officer Kruger says some shit. And then Officer Voorhees says,
come on, Kruger. Denny's is holding our booth.
I'm on my way.
Wow. Yep. So everybody goes to dinner, leaves the building except for Matt and Courtney, who go up to the bedroom and have a dinner.
Right.
And then
they don't have sex.
Then he brings her in a birthday cake.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he lets the cat out of the bag that he knows about her past.
Because his neighbors, the Cravens,
right,
who were the Devereaux in the
good call. In the original?
In the original.
They weren't the Cravens. Good call.
They were not the Cravens. They were the Devereaux. And he knew all about that because his parents are friends with them.
Right. Yeah. So then they start making out, and she's like, I've never, and the voice goes, been all the way. And now we get the weird sequence where she sees the killer, but all of a sudden it's nighttime and there's a fog machine. In a totally different location.
If you're dressed in leather, carrying a giant guitar with a big-ass drill bit attached to it with a switch that turns it on.
In 1987, you probably bring a fog machine with you. Yeah.
Got a fog machine.
Matt, I've never
gone all the way.
Right through his chest.
Right.
Now we're moving.
Now they're moving. Yeah.
Now we're moving along.
Now
somebody's dead.
And then
at this point, before we get into too much more killing, because it moves pretty fast from here on, should we take another break real quick and come back?
Yes.
Hot, wet, and wild?
TJ, come on, give it back.
What is this shit? If your mother knew, his burning lips seared her rose of a mouth, while his pulsating tool drove deep into the confines.
Okay, we're back. And,
wow.
Yeah. So, where are we at? Courtney runs downstairs. She's like, oh my God, kill her. And Matt's fucking dead.
Matt's dead.
Clearly, Matt's not the killer.
Yeah. The driller killer is accurate with his kills.
Yes, he's not fucking around.
All right, so they are
So
like,
Matt got the drill right through the fucking chest. And Courtney runs downstairs, and everybody's downstairs playing band with all the instruments.
fight ensues. TJ has a
TJ
guitar.
tries to bash him with a guitar.
Gets his leg sliced. Driller Killer is not accurate once.
Right. He'll make up for it.
So Sheila and TJ run out the front door to get help.
They do.
Amy, Jeff, and Courtney run to the kitchen to call the police on the phone.
Leaving Sally in the living room all by her fucking self with the Driller Killer.
Yeah. And hence she's the next to die.
Yeah, it doesn't go well for Sally, who stands there and screams for 30 seconds in one spot while he comes at her.
Right. And then when he goes through the wall into the phone in the kitchen.
Yep.
Which makes our three run outside because we can make it to the car and we can get away.
Which
they get to the car.
Said more than once. Well, they run.
Yeah, they run. And they're hiding behind the white brick wall that everybody hides behind in this movie.
Right. When Jeff realizes he doesn't have the car keys.
Right.
They're on the kitchen counter.
Yep. So they have to go back in the house.
Yep.
And they get the keys.
They do.
And they're looking for Sally because they think she might still be alive.
And they find her.
And Sally, dead body, falls over in front of them, and they all scream.
And then they take off.
They make it to the car. They're driving the car. Don't flood the car.
Yeah, car doesn't want to start. Shock.
New young people don't know about flooding a car.
Fair.
Because, fuel injection and all that other good stuff nowadays.
But Jeff gets the car started. Finally.
Gets the car started. They take off.
Door's not shut all the way.
Yeah, his door never shuts all the way.
Right.
I think that was just Roger Corman's car that they were using.
Could have been. And they drive off.
Oh,
safety.
And the Driller Killer pops up in the back seat.
Yeah, nobody thought to fucking check the back seat.
Yeah.
When there's a killer after you and you don't know where he's at and you're getting in the car. I check the back seat when I leave my house. I mean, mostly to make sure it's not a vagrant or a cat living in it. But
right.
Still, I check the back seat. I look. They did not, clearly.
And he pops up and says,
"This is dedicated to the one I love."
And drills the fuck out of Jeff through the seat. And yeah, he drills the fuck out of Jeff. Blood all over the fucking blood and guts all over the windshield.
Yeah. It's nice. It's pretty.
Yeah. So Courtney and Amy
make it back to the house.
Yep, they run back to the house.
We cut back to TJ and Sheila to a house down the street with the lights on.
As Sheila says, "Oh my God, the lights are on."
We forgot. Yeah, the condo division is not yet complete and half lived in. Sporadic. So the lights are on.
They are. But nobody comes to the door in time.
Nobody comes to the door in time, and damn it, TJ dies.
Yep, TJ bites the big one. Well, the guy comes out after they run off, and he's like, "Damn kids."
Damn kids. Yeah, and there was a piece of that guy is somebody.
Sure.
Not that great, but I had it somewhere.
Probably a Roger Corman regular.
Yeah.
Again, could have been Dick Miller. Just saying, would have been perfect. So now we're back at the house or the condo. Courtney calls the cops, but guess who answers the phone?
Kruger.
Who basically says, "Go fuck yourself. Don't call back."
Yep.
Which is a good setup.
Right.
A good setup for the cops to not show up. So now Sheila's on the run. Sheila makes it back to the condo.
And Amy and Courtney are locked in a bedroom upstairs, barricaded by the heaviest fucking dresser in the world.
Right.
Or they're the two wimpiest women in the world. One of the two.
Also, maybe a possibility. So Driller Killer comes in. I love this. I love this so much. He looks at the camera and says, "Now it's time for the fun part."
Oh my gosh.
And we get a musical number. This is where this becomes Slumber Party Massacre, the musical.
Tell me you don't have this queued up. Jeff,
Oh,
you
I
disappoint
know.
me.
I can make it happen.
You can make it happen. All
Hey,
right.
make it happen right now.
Let's make it happen right now.
Now it's time
Yeah.
Oh, some more classic music from Driller Killer.
And dancing.
And dancing.
Some Elvis dancing.
He does some shit in those leather pants.
He does. So this is what I remembered of the movie as a child. I just remembered it's like a slasher movie, but the dude's dressed like Elvis and dancing and shaking his ass and doing all these Elvis dances with a guitar and a drill in it. That was my memory of this movie.
Yep. So he dances downstairs in the living room.
Up the steps.
Sheila's made it in the house, bloody, leaned up against the wall. He looks over at the stairs. And
He goes up the steps. He slides down the arm rail.
Well, yeah, but yes. Yeah, he dances. That's dance.
Yeah, dances his way up with the drilling guitar while singing. So Courtney and Amy
that's Sheila.
Hear Sheila outside. They're like, "Oh my God, let's let her in." So they're trying to move the dresser, and then they hear the driller killer go, "Ha ha 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 ha!"
What? Yeah. All right. So they're trying to move this enormously small dresser out of the way of the door to let Sheila in. And as soon as she hears the driller killer, they start putting it back. And I wrote down, "Damn, these bitches are cold-hearted." Because it's like, let your friend in.
Well, because they heard him. They heard him go, "Ha ha ha ha!" And they're like, "He's out there." And they're like, "Yeah, fuck Sheila."
Yeah.
So they put the dresser back in front of the door. They're like, "Fuck Sheila, she's gone anyway."
We say
Cut our
back in
losses.
front of the door. They only moved it like 2 inches anyway.
Right.
Either direction.
In theory. But they're like, "Yeah, fuck Sheila. She's good. She's dead anyway. Let's cut our losses." So Sheila gets it.
Sheila gets it.
Then there's silence, and then all of a sudden, drill comes through the door.
Still music.
Yep.
By the way, the music. This song's going all the way through right now.
Yeah, no, it plays like the last 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Off and on.
So the girls escape to the rooftops.
Yes. Because I didn't put in my notes. I'm like, how did they get out? They go out the window.
They go out the window. Where
He follows them out.
He follows them out. They're running on the lower levels. He goes to the top of the condo they're on. And we have the rooftop guitar riff.
Yep. He slices at one of them, I think, and then like barely hits Amy.
Yeah, he hits her on the
arm.
Hits her on the arm and goes,
I can't get no satisfaction.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Now there's, actually there's a new song.
Can't Stop Loving You.
Yep. So then the new song starts and he's chasing the girls through a construction site.
Yep, I have Chase to Rockabilly song through work site.
So he's chasing them. He slices Amy's back and she's bleeding and they get up high and they're hiding. And then
Amy like slips and falls off the edge of the roof.
Well, the killer finds them because of the blood dripping down.
Yep, they're inside. They're upstairs hiding, blood's dripping down, so he knows where they're at. He drills through the floor and comes up after them. They run. Amy slips and falls and she's hanging off the roof. And Courtney's like, "Don't let go! Don't let go!" And then Amy lets go because the driller killer comes after them. And Courtney runs. And the driller killer does guitar drill solo on the roof and then continues after Courtney.
Okay.
Which brings us up to Courtney's hiding by herself. And he pops up in the background and says,
"Well, she broke my heart. It made me cry. So don't you know she had to die? She had to die.
She had to die." And then the music kicks back in again and he's chasing.
All right. Yeah. And yeah, I'm pretty much up to the point where she hides and there just happens to be a
propane tank.
tank of gas for welding.
Yeah, like a propane torch. Like a
With
propane
the-
tank for a propane torch.
With the torch there, and she knows how to use the igniter. Oh, that's what even made it weirder.
Which I don't even know.
And so the little thing, you squeeze it and it makes a spark and lights the gas. She never turned the gas on, never anything.
Doesn't matter.
And she lights him on fire. And
Because
he
he
falls
says,
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on, baby. Light my fire.
Bet I will.
Yeah. And he falls off the building, the construction stuff, and you think he's dead.
I think so.
You think so. Next is, we're there. This is it.
We're getting there, yeah. So Courtney's at the site, and they're fucking wheeling dead bodies out right and left. And she
Yep.
stops them because the EMTs will obviously just let someone standing there look at a corpse.
Yeah. And it's Amy.
It is. And then Amy opens her eyes and has the driller killer's laugh.
Wow. Yes.
Then
And
we wake from a dream within a dream, maybe?
we wait. Yeah,
Possibly.
we wake from a dream and we're in bed with Matt. Well, we're not in bed. She's in bed.
I was in bed with Matt.
So Jeff and Courtney were in bed with Matt. This Jeff, not the one that's dead.
Yeah, because he's dead. He's fucking dead.
All right. So they're she wakes up, smiles, they start making out. And Matt turns into the killer.
Yep, Matt reaches his arm around and he's got this black studded leather wristband on. You're like, oh shit.
I really wasn't like, oh shit. I was like, really?
Well, yeah.
I was like, how much longer can we drag this on? But
A little bit longer, as we come to find out.
yeah, just a little bit longer.
So, arm goes around her, and we hear a ha 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 ha, and lo and behold, it's the killer in bed with her.
Oh, poor Courtney.
Poor Courtney.
So, yes.
Then we wake from within a dream, within a dream, within a dream, within a dream.
All right. She screams, and it flashes to her
In an insane asylum.
in the same
Well, the
room
cheapest,
that Valerie
cheapest
was in.
attic insane asylum ever.
Which is the same room that Valerie was in, her sister.
In her
from
dreams.
earlier dreams.
Then a drill comes through the floor.
Laura.
Roll in credits.
Yeah. It's over. And then you listen to more rockabilly music.
Yep. Well, same rockabilly music.
Same rockabilly music. While you watch the credits and see the special thanks for everybody.
Right. And a little special message at the end.
Yes.
So now we're at the point I have questions.
All right. Let's go with questions.
Well, let's go pee. We'll come back. Then we'll. Because I had to drink some beers to get through this. Then we will come back and confront my questions, and probably talk a little bit more about the music, and decide what we're gonna watch next week.
Yep.
Hey Toby.
What?
What are you wearing?
Ah, you fucking pervert.
No, seriously, what are you wearing? Because I got this new shirt. It's got Jason with his hockey mask on it. It's all 80s looking, and it says TGIF. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, no, I've got my Atomic Cotton Near Dark shirt on.
Sweet. You got a new shirt from Atomic Cotton, too?
Yeah. Couldn't decide between the Near Dark or the Little Miss Risk one.
Yeah, they got lots of choices.
Oh, they do.
They even have masks.
Yeah, I've Thinking I'm gonna get the practice safe sex mask.
I'm thinking about the don't be a dick mask.
Ah, man. I'm thinking the be kind or fuck off mask.
That one's cool too. So hey, you. Yeah, you. Out there on the information superhighway. Head over to atomiccotton.com and get some new shit for you. This sweetens the deal a little bit. Use promo code WTH30. Tell them we sent you and get 30% off. That way you can afford to get both t-shirts and a mask. AtomicCotton.com makes badass clothes for badass people. Can't get this shit at Hot Topic? Just go over to AtomicCotton.com and get your new wardrobe today. Just use promo code WTH30 at checkout to receive 30% off your entire cart.
That's right. You'll be one of the cool people.
Like us. AtomicCotton.com. Check them out.
Oh, okay.
I don't have that much, really.
All right, yeah. I don't either, because we both on the same page. Was it all a dream? Was it half a dream? Was it was it fucking Valerie's dream?
Who knows? We may never know. It's like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
Yeah. I mean, here. You're recording. You might as well just use this for it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Okay, we're back, and I have questions and concerns.
What would they be?
What the fuck just happened? What was it? Was it all Courtney's dream? Is Courtney in an insane asylum?
Yeah.
Was it Valerie's dream? Did it really happen? And Courtney being in the insane asylum's a dream? It's very, very open to interpretation, which I don't like in my 80s slasher movies. I like them to be very cut and dry.
Well, yeah.
I'm not watching a fucking David Lynch movie. I don't want to have to think about what just happened.
Right, yeah. It's not a meditation on teen anything.
Well, I mean, I guess it kind of is. It's kind of a meditation on teen sex and the dangers of sex and AIDS and drugs and drinking and sort of. Like, I don't think Roger Corman had a problem with any of that. But I think he saw, like, hey, this is what the movies are going for, and this makes money, so we'll do this. So by proxy, it kind of is a meditation on teen sex and drugs and alcohol abuse.
Right. Okay, sure. Go with that.
But I'm troubled. I don't know what the fuck just happened. I don't know if it was real or a dream or what, because the killer is clearly not the same killer from the first one.
I guess
He wasn't dressed in black leather and dancing around like Elvis with a guitar. He was
I guess.
Dude in a white shirt with a drill.
So you're saying what we should do is watch 3 to see if it wraps up 2.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah. All right. Audience members, you watch 3 and tell us if it wraps up 2.
I'm down for that.
Oh man. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know, it's fun. It's
It is
cheesy.
Fun.
It's
super cheesy. It's very 1987.
Very. Other than, I mean, you know, really, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, It tells the story. It just ends vaguely.
Yeah, the vague ending bugs me, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not an awful 80s slasher movie. It's just a cheesy one.
Yes.
I don't know if you can hear that or not, but the trash men are here. They're picking up my trash.
Oh, that's what that is. All right.
Oh, can you hear that?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's a fun movie.
It is fun. It's
Don't expect more than it is.
I mean, have something else to do when you're watching it, like reading a book.
Right.
Because you don't have to keep up.
Right. I feel like if you watch the trailer, you know what you're getting. Don't expect any more than that.
I mean, it's a good way to kill an hour and 15 minutes. And
yeah. It's not scary. It's not overtly gory. Though there is some good, entrails and blood flying off the drill.
Right.
But it's a pretty middle of the road, fun 80s slasher movie.
I do have one recommendation. Don't eat when Sally's on screen.
Yeah, pimples popping, and yellow-green ooze freaks you out.
That was nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty.
Drill through the chest, no issue, but pimple popping, Toby was freaked the fuck out.
I did not freak the fuck out. It was gross as shit. Sorry.
No, you're still freaking out a little, but it's all right. We all have our things. I mean, I'd give it, 3 out of 5 beers.
Yeah, I'm with you.
It's a little above middle of the road. I've seen worse slasher movies.
I've been in worse slasher movies. What are you talking about?
Fair, okay.
Toby's
referencing films that we may or may not have made.
May or may not have made.
And may or may not be available.
Ever.
So, I don't know. Use Google. Search it.
It might come up.
We have a couple of things floating around out there and a couple of things that nobody will ever see. So, just for the record, we've been making 10-cent movies for 20 years. So, we kind of have a leg to stand on in ripping these movies apart.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know if you say we have a leg to stand on, but we like talking about movies and tearing them up. I mean, other than the goofs and stuff, the car door jar, supposedly Jeff opened, when they first went out, Jeff opened it and reshut it.
Right.
Didn't see that either. But then all of a sudden he's driving away and the door's still open.
I just saw that door never closed all the way.
That door never closed all the way, ever.
Right. I'm with you.
So, I mean.
Yeah, overall, the acting is passable.
Yes.
I mean, it's cheesy, but I feel like the script was also probably not the best. So.
I'm not going to say anything about the Deborah Brock directed and wrote it. So.
What did Deborah Brock do other than Slumber Party Massacre 2?
I have no clue. There's actually, Deborah Brock has actually nothing in it except for Born in Austin, Texas, and something about she won 3 awards.
Interesting, because a lot of people who worked under Roger Corman, went on to do bigger things. I mean, Joe Dante started out with Roger Corman, and that's probably why Dick Miller's not in this movie. Joe Dante was probably shooting The Burbs around the same time this was filming. Dick Miller's like, yeah, I'm getting paid real money to do this bit part with Bruce Dern and Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher in The Burbs. So a lot of Roger Corman people went on to do big things. So I was curious. I did not look it up. I was curious if this director went on to do anything else major.
Nah, she won a bunch of awards in 2012 for one movie.
Okay.
So,
well, that's Slumber Party Massacre 2. It's fun. It's a good time. It's a little bit of a departure from the average 80s slasher movie because you bring in the musical aspect, because it is almost like a musical. You get the band playing songs, you get the singer looking at the camera and talking and doing a song before he kills somebody, which is a little off kilter for 80s slasher movies, but it's fun.
Just stealing from Ferris Bueller. Breaking that fourth wall.
This is probably the same year as Ferris Bueller.
No.
Yeah. Probably.
No.
Let's look it up and see. 87? I'm guessing that's the same year.
Ferris Bueller, 1986.
Oh, shit. Okay.
June of 86. This came out on VHS in October of 87.
Okay.
And I'm guessing they didn't spend a year making this movie.
No, probably not. Probably spent like a week shooting it and 3 weeks editing it.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it for Slumber Party Massacre 2. I don't know of anything else to say. It's pretty cut and dry. So with that, should we spin the wheel and see what we're going to watch next week?
We should spin the wheel.
It's going. It's like a rickety 85-year-old wheel in an old folks' home playing bingo. Boom. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Next week will be Horror at Party Beach.
We're at Party Beach. The what was that? What is that? Oh, that is the first monster musical.
Indeed. The
That
Horror
sounds-
of Party Beach, 1964, which I've actually never seen.
I never seen this one either.
Every movie thus far, I have actually seen at some point before doing the podcast. This film I've never seen. I've read about it and heard about it. Never seen it. Directed by Del Tinney, who is known for directing some schlocky B horror films in the 60s and early 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently combines the formula of horror monster movies and beach party movies.
Sounds exciting. We will.
Sounds right up our alley.
Yep, right up our alley.
So taking it back to the 60s to some old school bad movies.
In black and white.
So
All
next week
right.
we'll be checking out the Horror at Party Beach. Tune in, listen, check out our website, wthdidwewatch.com. Get updated. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All of those at wthdidwewatch. Don't forget to visit our sponsors, atomiccotton.com. Grab some cool t-shirts and shit.
There you go.
And we will talk to you next week.
Yes, we will.